Okay, so he sold news and he became news. He was helping people to read about the world and the world started reading about him at a point of time. Can you imagine the success and the hard work through it? So, we'll come to that. Everyone knows that none other than when we think about scientists and any statesman, it's none other than only and only Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, whose projects in space, defense and nuclear technology guided India into the 21st century, became our 11th president in 2002. In his autobiography Wings of Fire, he speaks of his childhood. So, I'll just give you a basic information about late our respected Mr. Kalam, Mr. Abdul Kalam, that he had a very tough life. Everyone who has grown who has become famous, everybody has a past. Everyone is dying every day, right? Everyone is dying. So many people are dying every day. There is a death rate. There is a system of death rate. Counts of death rate every day in the world, in India, in your country wise, in your state wise, in your city wise. But everyone is not remembered. They are remembered by their own family and their own success till that level. Right? You are getting my point. So no one comes to know about you unless you are in that level of success where the world or the people come to know you, then you start telling about yourself. Till then no one is interested about you. You are normal, a normal layman. Layman is just a normal layman, you're not important. Common. But once you reach the success, people want to know how you reach the success. You see a fair girl, a girl sees a fair girl, she'll say, oh my God, how do you keep yourself so fair? But if she's the same color of her skin color, she'll not ask. It's that when you see that grade above you, you start asking, how do you do this? How do you come first in class? This you never ask. Because you think, he's working too hard, I don't want to work hard, I don't want to go to that success. But those who are hungry for success, don't I tell you, unleash that lion inside you, you have to open those cages, your dream, you have to hunt for it. And while hunting, there are a lot of things. It's not that the lion does not get hurt. It's not that the lion does not get bruises. A lion runs through bushes to catch that deer. There are thorn bushes, there are stones, and he runs, he grazes, he doesn't care. Gets cut every side, his mouth gets cut, this can't do. He goes to get that dream. No matter what, he's going to get that. He's not on that criminal path. That's his food. That is his system. He has to hunt to get his food. To keep him out of hunger, he has to hunt. And he dreams at night also that tomorrow I am going to hunt that animal. And he'll go and hunt it. So like that, unless we reach that state of success, lion is called the king of the jungle. How do we know that? Go and try it and see. Go in front of a lion, you will come to know why he is the king of the jungle. Okay, so it's like that. Success, once you get success, don't become proud. If you become proud, you have gone. Your success will drop. So it's better to be in a progress route than in a successful route. If you keep on progressing, success will always knock at your door saying, excuse me sir, excuse me ma'am, I am there, please remember, okay, to call me. But once you progress on a uniform level of speed, not too fast, not too slow, success will be always there with you, at the back of you. But suddenly, if you go to success, illegal ways, you will drop. Today I have money, I'll buy one certificate. Oh, I am PhD from USA. I'll put up advertisement on my door, I'll write it on my door, PhD USA, he's done law, he's done this, I've gone to USA, I've never been. I'll make a fake passport and I'll show people, I'll put it on Facebook and all. And then I'm invited somewhere to speak and I go to speak and I can't speak. He's from USA. What happened to your English? I going to USA doesn't mean I'm going to speak good English. It's what I learned from there. So even if I can't speak that out in my own native language, then what's the use of my certificates and all? To impress. You are born to progress, not to impress. Okay? So let's start. I'll read through the chapter and after that I'll explain. His Wings of Fire is a very beautiful book, but it's not. It's only part of it here, which is there. So I was born into a middle class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram. That's deep down south Tamil Nadu. In the erstwhile Madras, former Madras, which is now called Chennai. Madras state. It was first Madras. Now it has come to Chennai. My father, Jainul Abidin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashiamma. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that far more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our own family put together. Part 2 I will read and then I'll explain. I was one of many children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks. Born to tall and handsome parents, we lived in our ancestral home, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. It was fairly a large pakka house made of limestone and brick. On the mosque street in Rameshwaram, my austere father used to avoid all essential comforts and luxuries. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food, medicine and clothes. In fact, I would say mine was a secure childhood, both materially and emotionally. Okay, so I'll keep it till 2. Now I'll tell you. Mr. Kalam's father had a boat, and he was a well-known, sober, down-to-earth person also in the mosque, and he owned a boat. At times of part, his father used to do also fishing. Okay, and basically, and his father was an imam in the local mosque also. Imam is a priest in Muslims when they do their prayers in the mosque. So he was a priest there. His mother Ashiamma was a housewife. They were South Indian Muslims, and his father owned a ferry. Also, he was a boat owner. He owned a ferry. Hindu pilgrims to take them to Rameshwaram, to that tourist spot, and bring them back to Chennai, Madras. He used to live on an island, Tamil Muslim family in the pilgrimage center of Rameshwaram. He used to live in Rameshwaram. It's a Pambam island. Rameshwaram is an island it's just that little gap of India. He had 4 brothers and 1 sister. His ancestors were very wealthy traders and owners, very rich. Numerous properties, large lands and everything. Their business was involving in groceries between the mainland and the island, and to and from Sri Lanka, as well as ferrying pilgrims from mainland and Pamban. Now Rameshwaram is not very far from Sri Lanka, and they used to bring people from Sri Lanka also to Rameshwaram, and Rameshwaram back to Sri Lanka, also from Rameshwaram to India, to Chennai, and Chennai to Rameshwaram. Plus groceries also coming and going. So this was a good business for his ancestors. As his family acquired the little of it's called the Marakallam like Kyavar, wooden boat steerers, Kalam, that's why his name is Kalam, which over the years became shortened to Marikyar. With the opening of the Pamban Bridge to the mainland in 1914, businesses and family fortune properties were lost over a part of time. And in his childhood, his family became very poor. And he sold newspapers to support his family. He used to sell newspapers. He used to sell news for people to read about the world, and one day people started reading in the newspapers about him. One of the most powerful presidents and a wonderful person. So I'll come back in the next class and we'll try to finish this. Okay? So till then, take care. Think about it. Read. Read as much as you can. I am not a relative of Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I just try to know about him and I share it with you. So you must also try to learn. If you share, if you learn something, if you try to dig out some information and you share it with me also, that's going to be good for both of us. All of us. When we are talking in class, I get to know that you know that. That's good. We can discuss open discussions. This is good. If you sit like that. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Understood? Yes, sir. What you understood, I don't know. You have to speak for that. Okay? So take care of yourselves. Be good. Stay at home and take care of your parents. Love them. Respect them. Your parents are the most precious gifts in the world which you have got from God, and please do respect them and love them. And take care of yourselves and do some physical activity. Stop using the mobile. Okay? Bye-bye.